Hi everybody, it's Sandy, and the roses have been nudging me all day today to arrange to come on and do a live working with their energy with the intention to release some of the fear patterning that is arising globally, and also to enhance the immune system and suggest ways in which the roses can help us at this time to enhance our immune systems. It is the immune system and the immune system being compromised that actually is weakening our defense for protection around the coronavirus. And this now is a global issue. It's bringing awareness of the fragility of humanity, and also it brings us an opportunity to bring an awareness to this evolutionary path that we're on. And how do we optimize our energy? How do we remain in center? How do we keep ourselves as aligned as possible? Hi Lisa. To find a pathway through this. What's happening is that there is a global wave of fear that is arising from what we're hearing on in the media. And as I say, the roses have been nudging me all day, and there was like no wriggle room. I had to show up. So the process that I'm intending to work today is in setting a grid with the roses and working an unwinding process. And this is the first time that I've done this as a live online, so this is really going to be quite a fascinating experience. And I have set a pentagram grid here, one of the new beautiful grids that I'm working with in this upcoming time with the roses. So the 5 roses that have set themselves. Hi Jonathan. Hi. Is Rose Angel 7. She was the first rose to come out, and of course she sits on the solar plexus and is the transformer from the wound of betrayal into this place of deep trust. So there is a calling here around our ability to trust our own immune systems, trust our own inner tuition and our own inner alignment. So this is the first rose on the 5-part grid that is setting up for this unwinding process. The second rose that came forward was Rose Ma 9, and she says, I am unconditional love. Now we know we know that when we stay in this frequency of love 24/7, that it greatly enhances all of the systems in the body, and that includes our immune system. So when we can stay in this place of presence and of connection within, we are strengthening our auric field, we are strengthening our energy and our alignment. A virus has got to get in before it can anchor into the body. The third rose that's come forward is one of the new Heart Star roses, and she is Heart Star 3. This is the rose of power. She is one of the 3 higher Heart Star roses that weave love, wisdom and power. They are the 3-fold flame of the illumined heart. This is the rose that speaks of power. It's a blue ray, so from that perspective it is calming from inflammatory issues. So this blue ray will offer us the opportunity, especially with the potential for fever with coronavirus. This is a cooling blue ray energy that she works with. This place of power, she's reminding us that we are not powerless, that if we hold our center, if we hold our alignment within, our verticality within, again, our immune systems are function in a better way, and our auric field remains good and strong. Our fourth rose that's come forward in this pentagram of roses that I'm going to be working with this clearing process is Rosemar 4. And she says, I am nurturer. So there is advice here for us to really optimize our nutrition and to exercise self-care. This place in which we actually tune in before we go engage with anything. We connect in and we align, we refine and align. Those of you that have been following some of these recordings, refine and align enables us to be having choices, making choices as to how we look after ourselves, how we manage our self-care on all levels, our mental, our physical, and our emotional well-being. And the final rose in the pentagram grid is Rose 1. This place of holding a firm foundation in self. And this rose works with the base chakra. She works with the musculoskeletal system. She works with the blood. This is a place of the strength of our physical bodies and our resource within to be able, should we contract the virus or enable the virus to ingress, that we have a resource and a strength within our own field to navigate and manage that energy. There was a subtext that came in while I was doing this work and this tune in, and that was Rosemar 7, and she says, I am receptive. So being receptive to the guidance, being receptive to the inspiration, being receptive to the, if we decide to supplement, if we decide that we are going to up our immune systems and take in some extra vitamins or any supplementation. I'm taking some extra vitamin B12, I'm taking some nice nascent iodine, I'm also taking some colloidal silver. We've got to look after ourselves the best we can in order to be reasonably robust in our approach to this. And the other sort of side piece that came in was Rose Angel 4, and she said, just tune in and see if there's anything that's coming up at this time that it would be valuable to reflect, if there's any forgiveness that can act as another way, a pathway in which our heart fields can open to yet another level. So it's being able to understand that this is also an opportunity to do some inner reflection and see if there's anywhere in which we still have some stories that compromise our immunity. So we have in our 5-part grid, we have Rose Angel 7. So she says, deep trust in self, your own inner wisdom, your gut wisdom. We have Rosemar 9, and she is unconditional love. Keeping that love vibe flowing in our fields is the best immune support that we can offer ourselves. Heart Star 3, knowing that we are empowered, there is power within us, and we have choices that we can make in any moment. And so in staying within that sense of power, empowered, not disempowered by the media and the fear that is being spread worldwide. And then we have Rose Ma 4, reminding us about self-care and optimizing our nutrition, perhaps upping our supplements, anything that is going to boost our immunity, our immune systems, and make us a little bit more robust, even if it is to go and be able to help another who is struggling. And then the last rose is Rose 1. So this base chakra, the very foundation of our presence, reminding us to keep grounded and connected into the earth. The thing is that the rose, for those of you that have done any of the study work with the roses with me, you will know that the rose is pentagram. She opens her bud with 5 sepals that don't open in one hit, and they don't open consecutively. They open in the way that you would draw a 5-pointed star. And within that pentagram geometry is a ratio called the golden mean. Now, the golden mean is the growth proportions of our bodies. It's the natural harmonic within every cell of our bodies, and it's a geometry of nature, the growth pattern of nature. And this is why the rose connects so beautifully with us from a healing and energy expansion perspective. And she reminds us of pure love. She reminds us of the purity of the heart. She calls us to release anything that is not love. When we move that ratio of 1 to 1.61803 into a spiral form, this is how she looks. It's very much along the lines of the Nautilus. And this, for me, is what happens with our heart field. This geometry can expand exponentially and compress exponentially. So when we can hold the frequency of love 24/7, this is an effortless expansion and contraction that goes on all day, every day. Depends what we're thinking about, depends what we're eating, depends who we're in conversation with, depends on the energy of our space. So this ratio of golden mean is really important. And so therefore, there are ways in which we will be able to support and help ourselves. And I'll come on to that once I've done this clearing. So I'm going to photograph this grid when we've completed, and I will post that on the thread of this live so that you can actually get a visual, because I know not everybody on the call works with the roses, but you will have you can then download and you can print this grid if you feel that it might be able to support your energy field or upshift the energy of your space. So I'm going to work an unwinding process and invite the roses from this 5-pointed star, this pentagram grid of the roses, to help us release any fear that may be coming up in the body as a result of this coronavirus and the way that it is being portrayed in the media. This is a wave. This is a wave that is going to move through, and it's creating massive change on our planet. I liken it to the effect of 9/11 in so much that life is never going to be the same again. And yet, when we open to the truth of that, we can see that from an astrological point of view, this is all connected in to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction that we had in January. And this is all part of the breaking down of the old that will eventually allow for something new to be birthed. Meantime, it's really, really important that we are able to sustain our immune systems, sustain our positivity, and sustain the loving presence of our heart field. Because our heart field, with every beat of our hearts, sends a wave of energy through our bodies. So if we contract, if we go into fear, if we go into overwhelm, what that is doing is sending that message out through every cell of our bodies with every beat of our hearts. So the more we can stay in high alignment to our heart field, aligning from our heart star to our soul star and down to the earth star, seeing that vesica of golden light that connects the earth star with the soul star and allows our heart field and our heart star, our higher heart alignment that connects into the thymus gland, connects into the thyroid, the throat, the solar plexus. The whole of our structure is all interlinked. You know, one chakra will affect the other chakra, whatever is going on, you know. And when we go into overwhelm and the third eye is affected through the ajna and the forehead chakras, our solar plexus is affected as well. So I'm going to do an unwinding process. So I invite you to just put your hand onto your higher heart chakra. I obviously can only put one hand there because I'm going. And this is Thoth. This is a very large wooden pendulum that I use for the unwinding processes, whether I'm working in spaces or working one-to-one with someone, or like we're doing now, which is a global clearing. And obviously for the group that are here on the live, and for anyone that's going to listen to this when we complete it. So I'm going to start the unwinding process for the release of fear and anxiety around this current coronavirus wave that is a global pandemic. The fear, more than anything else, I feel, is the global pandemic. It's hit a very vulnerable nerve within the collective. And so I'm asking for the energy of the fear and anxiety within the collective to be released in the process. So I'm asking for a release, release, release. So if you just keep taking nice easy breaths within the body, and asking also that any residual fear, any residual anxiety that you are holding within your body is released in the process. And the pendulum is spinning almost horizontal and very powerfully. This is a big collective piece, and one we may be called to repeat. And it's just slowing down now to come back into center point. So if you just take a nice deep easy breath in and out and just let that release out on that out breath, and the pendulum has already started to spin clockwise, so it's spinning anti-clockwise to unwind, to release the old patterns, and it's automatically turned to a clockwise winding in to replace the energy here with deep trust. Just feel that energy of deep trust and the energy of unconditional love. That sense of inner power. And that beautiful blue ray of light that works on any inflammation in the body. That reminder of self-love, to nurture and nourish ourselves with the highest vibrational foods that we can, positive affirmations around this process, and the reminder to keep grounded, to keep present in the body. It's very easy when emotional triggers get, emotional buttons get triggered, to move ourselves up into the head rather than staying in the body. But Rose 1 calls us to remind ourselves to come powerfully into base chakra, connecting in with the Earth Star, really anchoring our energy into Mother Earth, in through that connection with the Earth Star into the crystalline grids of Mother Earth, so that we can breathe and connect with her too. You know, this virus was a man-made virus, and as such mutates within the energies of 5G in particular. So we find that many of the places that have been hotspots for the activation, Wuhan for instance, Milan, they were already activated with 5G, as were the cruise ships where so many people got sick. 5G has a very strong effect on the oxygen receptors in the lungs. So you can see where the perfect storm came to be. So the pendulum is still winding in the frequency of love that the roses offer us, the wisdom and the high frequency codes of light that the roses offer us. It's just slowing down to our pause. So again, another really beautiful, easy breath in and out that actually allows you to come back in clearly into your body. Feel that belly rise. Feel your connection with the base of your body. You know, if you're sitting, you know, really be aware of the chair. Really be aware of the way that the chair supports your body. Be aware of the soles of your feet and the connection to the earth through the soul chakras. In the middle of your feet, there are spinning vortexes of energy that connect you in, along with the base of your body, down into your personal Earth Star, which holds your imprint for this particular incarnation. So essential that we feel grounded and present in our bodies. So what else can I suggest for you? Yeah, if you have to self-isolate, if you are advised to self-isolate, you know, use that time perhaps to refine and align. You know, is there anything that needs clearing? Is there anything that you can use this time for, to release anything that no longer needs to be in your sanctuary. Creating true sanctuary for ourselves is perhaps one of the gifts of being forced, really, through external circumstances to have to spend time at home. Maybe that's alone, maybe that's with loved ones. But this place of actually making sure that you've got a high frequency sanctuary. If you have somebody within your family that is showing signs of the coronavirus or any other symptoms that is a sickness, make sure that you space clear. Make sure that you use whatever tools you have at your disposal, whether that's white sage, whether that's Palo Santo. If you can, get some frankincense, anything that is pure, that is going to allow you to come into this place of sanctuary. Yeah, as Serena's just said, it's self-solitude. It's about this opportunity to actually come within and be very reflective about, it's a pause point. We can use this as a pause point, and we can use this as a place of self-reflection, in perhaps making some changes in our choices, changes in our life, to simplify, to connect much more with nature, to allow our bodies to recharge in nature. So, what can you do with the roses? If you've got roses and the Rose Oracle deck, you can use these and make energy charged water. This is a process called epitaxy, where the signature of the roses is able to be embodied by the water. So actually you can make almost like your own personal essence energy. If you work with crystals, add that to the mix. Being conscious about how you hydrate, how you can self-nurture. That was one of the cards in the clearing. How you self-nurture, how you keep your optimize your energy, keep your frequency high. This gives you the very best chance of navigating your way through this and actually holding a clarity of intention around what it is that you are calling forward. One of the interesting things that I've been experiencing just recently is I've just set up a 9-month inner mastery program, which completes on the winter solstice, which is, a powerful portal anyway, but actually feeling the energy of where I want to be in myself and in my life at that point enables me to create a ribbon of light back to here. So, if you can get to a place of being able to vision your optimum frequency and your optimum state of being as we move through this wave, you can bring that back to this current time and see this energy thread taking you there, and not necessarily into the treacle pot of the energy that's running in our media and in the energy matrix around us. Anyway, I hope you found that process useful, and as I say, I will photograph the grid and set it up on the thread here, so that if you wish to print it and work with it yourself, you can. Meantime, take good care, and much love and rosy blessings. Bye for now. Bye-bye.